So,
thug life. Don't believe everything you read.
so the internet is going crazy over, yet again, this is not the first time this happened. Funk Flex taking shots at the deceased, the legend, Tupac. Now, his claim started when I guess he was having a conversation with somebody and he was just feeling like Tupac was a liar. And Tupac is the reason that Biggie is dead because of the lies he told, right? So, my thing is this. A lot of people are questioning, why do you say this 20 plus years later? Now, in Flex's response, he said him, along with Angie Martinez and a couple other New York DJs, they said they were speaking on this back when it happened. And him and Tupac, they wasn't really feeling each other back then. Now, Funk Flex said he didn't really know Tupac like he used to rock with Digital Underground, but he said he was saying this back in the day, but he said this is still like an open wound. And you know, Biggie was like, that was New York. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they lost Biggie got so much love, it's like it's still some passion there. You know what I'm saying? In the way that he felt. What do you think? Or do you think he should have just kept his mouth shut, bro? Or do you think like, yo, like man, I still got something to say? Like,
I mean, think about it like this. Biggie is he's like on the hip hop Mount Rushmore. It could just be him and Tupac, nobody rides. So if this is the truth, which there's a 50% chance it is, 50% chance it's not. If this is the truth, Tupac single-handedly and indirectly killed Biggie. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna feel sour about that, and especially if you know the truth and you know that 99% of people don't know the truth, you're gonna feel like kind of rotten inside. Like, damn, I need I need to get this out. Like, people need to know this. So because it's so late, everybody automatically just think he's lying. Now, if it was me, that's some harsh claims to make, like you say, on the dead. So for his sake, I'ma just hope he telling the truth.
So now, and now what I'm about to say is gonna jump into another portion. Now, apparently, when Tupac got robbed, now a bunch of people have said, and I've heard this for years, that Biggie had nothing to do with it. Right. Pac had some issues with some people in New York. They knew he was there, and you know what I'm saying, they got him while they could. They're like, oh, in our vicinity, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, it's still a green light. But the issue with it was that Biggie knew these people. Biggie didn't grow up with Pac. Biggie knew these people. Now, Biggie had a lot of love for Pac. That's why Biggie was hurt about it. Biggie never really said too much about it. You know, if he did throw some shots, it was like really, really indirect to the point where it's like only Pac knew that he sent that. It's kind of like a Drake shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, apparently when Pac was getting robbed, he fired the first shot. Pac was the one, he was Cheddar Bob. Pac pulled the gun out of his pants and shot himself, you know what I'm saying, in the groin.
Yeah.
And that's what made the people fire off the other shots, because think about it, if you somewhere and y'all getting into it, y'all tussling, and you know what I'm saying, some shots fired, and you got your strap, you shooting too. You're not asking, oh, was it a mistake? No, you shot a shot. There's no such thing as a warning shot when everybody else got pistols too. So, Pac made these allegations and said it on wax. Biggie got me set up. Biggie did it. So is Pac a dry snitch? That is my question.
That's a big piece of information to leave out.
I'm sorry, man.
We was fighting, dog. They just started shooting. Instead of, we was fighting, dog. I tried to reach for my shit. I shot myself. Then they just started shooting back.
That's a big piece of information.
That's a big piece of information.
So with that being said, do you feel like, and this is the thing, the question comes up, would Pac have not been shot if he wouldn't have fired off that first shot?
Probably not.
He would have just been robbed. But granted, you get jumped on by a bunch of guys. You know what I'm saying? You gonna up your strap. If you got it on you, y'all not gonna just try to square you. It's you versus 4 or 5 other people. You got a strap?
I'm thinking about that SpongeBob meme. We at the bus stop, and this is dudes, you see they back, and he's smiling and saying, when you about to get jumped, but they don't know you got a gun.
but back to my question, bro. Is if Pop proclaimed he upheld this image to be a thug, to be a gangster. This is what he, this is what he was. And he was saying that Biggie shot me. He was making these allegations on not only on the news, but he was making them on records. Is Pop the dry snitch?
Technically, yeah. I mean, and especially because Biggie didn't really shoot him. Like, Biggie didn't literally pull the trigger. He
didn't really have no evidence. And I'm gonna say this. I remember Prodigy from Mobb Deep. He had an audio book with sickle cell. Yeah. Oh my God. He had an audio book out, and he said that he actually told Pac who robbed him, and Pac said that he did not want to go back and rob him. He said he was going to use this to his advantage in entertainment. Now listen, if y'all think I'm making this up, you can go on YouTube and you can find Prodigy's audio book, and you can listen to it. And he said it's his raspy, deep, nasty voice that says, "Nah,
you're done."
Now, this is my next point. I know I didn't really give you a chance as a last one. I'm really just excited about this. I had somebody bring this to my attention. This is an older kid. He was, we were born in the 90s. Yeah. So we didn't, we kind of seen the impact of pop music.
Secondhand.
Exactly.
Second.
I've heard somebody tell me this, and it was very interesting. He said he hates the fact that people give Pac so much credit because he feels as if Pac was a walking contradiction. Now, I want you to really think about this. I don't need nobody to be getting sour in the ass, none of that. I want you to think about this.
This is something I always pondered on my own. Because
so something I already by myself.
Let me break it down a little bit. How do a kid who went to school with Jada Pinkett, okay, we're talking about Jada Pinkett, the actress, rich as hell.
Yep.
You went to school with Jada Pinkett and other formidable, actors and celebrities and this and that. My nigga, he did ballerina. Ballet. He did ballet.
Many football players who did ballet, but I'm more so onto his music when I'm saying this. Right. Pac upheld this image once again. At some point, Pac upheld this image about being pro-black and about loving his black people. Then he turned around and he made thugged out records, and he made music about uplifting his black women, but then he made music like I Get Around and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I feel like if this is what you're gonna be, there's nothing wrong with being human, but I feel like if this is what you're gonna be, what if Malcolm X said, "Fuck these hoes"? What if Martin Luther King said, "Man, I'm sick of these niggas.
I'm shooting niggas.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm up in mags."
You feel me? I just feel like, man, if this is what you're gonna do, you gotta make sure it's always, it's always on the straight and narrow, because I feel like the only reason people couldn't go back and say this stuff because the music that Pop was making was so good, right? It's so good, you can listen. Pop got so many great songs that you can listen to within, if you think about your mom, you got Dear Mom, Mother's Day. You have, shed so many tears when you're going through something. If you want to party, you listen to California Love.
You want to do a drive-by,
You got all of that. But I just feel like there are so many contradictions. Now with that,
does that make him a contradiction, or does that just make him human?
And that's where I was stuck. That was my stalemate.
That put you in the box.
Exactly. Because I feel like how many times do we not feel like, hey, yo, that's a black woman, we need to love her, or just even with people, we need to unite, we need to do this. But if somebody piss you off, you like, man, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you are human, but at the same time, I feel like if that's what you're gonna stand for, you have to be that. You have to represent that. You're supposed to be a leader. Pop was supposed to be, a leader. And I feel like people didn't acknowledge that because he just made great music.
Because based on what Logic's saying in his new album, I could slap at him and he's just gonna be like,
nah, that's no good. Okay, but to end it off though, T.I. intervened. And he said that you shouldn't speak on the dead because they're not here to pretty much justify for themselves and to take up for themselves. Just to make it short, what do you think about that? Do you think T.I. was born in 1980?
I'm gonna make this.
Do you think he should have stayed in his place?
Let me make this real simple for you. Didn't we just do a video a couple weeks ago of T.I. dressing up like Tupac?
Okay,
that's all needs to be said. Make sure y'all leave comments. Let us know what y'all think. The way.
I like it. Yeah.